When installing a light fixture on a masonry post, several National Electrical Code articles provide guidance on proper wiring methods. Article 300, specifically 300.16, B1 and 300.16, B2, addresses wiring methods. These sections state that conduit, electrical metallic tubing, or rigid metal conduit must be used where conductors are embedded in plaster, concrete, or other masonry materials. Article 410, concerning luminaires, lamp holders, and ballasts, section 410.14 requires fixtures secured to poles or other supports to be wired with rigid metal conduit, intermediate metal conduit, or electrical metallic tubing. From a practical application standpoint, to wire a light on top of a masonry post, you should follow these steps. Firstly, run a conduit or tubing from the electrical panel to the bottom of the post. This provides a protected pathway for the conductors. Secondly, install a junction box at the bottom of the post. This junction box serves as a transition point and allows for safe connections. Thirdly, wire a cable or conduit from the junction box to the light at the top of the post, maintaining the protected wiring method. Fourthly, leave enough open conductors inside the post to connect the light fixture. Ensure these conductors are properly insulated and protected. Fifthly, secure the conduit or tubing to the post using straps or clips to provide mechanical support and prevent damage. While the National Electrical Code does not specifically address wiring inside a masonry post in its entirety, the general requirements for wiring in concrete or masonry materials apply. By using conduit or tubing and installing a junction box at the bottom of the post, you are providing a safe and accessible means of wiring a light. This approach adheres to the intent of the code and promotes electrical safety. Consider these safety considerations. Ensure that the conduit or tubing is properly secured to the post to prevent damage from weather or physical impact. Use appropriate connectors to prevent moisture from entering the conduit or tubing, which could cause corrosion or electrical faults. Protect the open conductors inside the post from damage or contact with building materials. Consider using wire nuts or other insulating devices to ensure safe connections. Install the light securely to the post to prevent it from becoming detached, which could pose a hazard. It is important to select the right type of conduit for the application. Rigid metal conduit provides the highest level of protection against physical damage and corrosion, making it suitable for exposed locations. Intermediate metal conduit offers similar protection but is lighter in weight and easier to work with. Electrical metallic tubing is a lighter gauge conduit that is suitable for use in dry locations where it is not subject to physical damage. When selecting conductors, be sure to choose the appropriate size and type for the circuit. The conductor size should be based on the ampacity requirements of the light fixture and the length of the run. The conductor type should be suitable for wet locations and direct burial if necessary. It is also important to properly ground the light fixture to prevent electrical shock. The grounding conductor should be connected to the grounding electrode system at the service panel. In addition to the National Electrical Code requirements, it is also important to follow any local codes or regulations that may apply. Local codes may have more stringent requirements than the National Electrical Code. Finally, it is always recommended to consult with a qualified electrician before performing any electrical work. A qualified electrician can ensure that the work is done safely and in accordance with all applicable codes. Remember that electrical work can be dangerous, and it is important to take precautions to prevent electrical shock or fire. Always turn off the power to the circuit before working on any electrical components. Use insulated tools and wear appropriate personal protective equipment such as gloves and safety glasses. If you are not comfortable working with electricity, it is best to hire a qualified electrician. They have the knowledge and experience to perform the work safely and correctly. By following these guidelines, you can ensure that your light fixture on a masonry post is wired safely and in accordance with the National Electrical Code. This will help to prevent electrical hazards and ensure the longevity of your lighting system. When running the conduit, make sure to properly ream the cut ends to remove any sharp edges that could damage the conductor insulation. Use appropriate fittings and connectors that are listed for the type of conduit being used. Support the conduit at intervals specified by the National Electrical Code to prevent sagging or damage. When pulling the conductors through the conduit, use a pulling lubricant to reduce friction and prevent damage to the insulation. Avoid overfilling the conduit with conductors, as this can make it difficult to pull the wires and can also reduce the ampacity of the conductors. In a junction box, make sure to properly splice and terminate the conductors using wire connectors that are listed for the application. Securely mount the junction box to the post using appropriate hardware. When connecting the light fixture to the conductors, follow the manufacturer's instructions and use appropriate connectors. Make sure to properly insulate all connections to prevent electrical shock. After completing the wiring, test the circuit to ensure that it is working properly. Use a multimeter to check the voltage and current. Verify that the light fixture is properly grounded. If you encounter any problems, troubleshoot the circuit and make any necessary repairs. Always double-check your work to ensure that it is safe and complies with all applicable codes and regulations. Regular inspection and maintenance of the wiring system are essential to ensure its continued safe and reliable operation. Check for any signs of damage or corrosion to the conduit, fittings, and conductors. Replace any damaged components immediately. Periodically test the ground fault circuit interrupter protection to ensure that it is functioning properly. Keep the area around the light fixture clear of any obstructions that could damage the wiring or create a fire hazard. By following these best practices, you can ensure that your light fixture on a masonry post is wired safely and reliably for many years to come. Furthermore, consider the aesthetic aspects of the installation. Neatly arrange the conduit and wiring to minimize visual clutter. Conceal the junction box if possible, while still maintaining accessibility for future maintenance. Choose a light fixture that complements the style of the masonry post and the surrounding landscape. Pay attention to the light output and color temperature of the light fixture to create the desired ambience. By combining functionality with aesthetics, you can create a lighting system that is both safe and visually appealing. When working with masonry, be aware of the potential for moisture intrusion. Seal any penetrations in the masonry with a waterproof sealant to prevent water from entering the conduit or junction box. Consider using a weatherproof junction box and light fixture to provide additional protection against moisture. If the masonry post is exposed to freezing temperatures, take precautions to prevent water from freezing inside the conduit or junction box, which could cause damage. Use a heat trace cable to keep the conduit and junction box warm, or use a self-regulating heating cable to prevent freezing. It will only turn on when needed. By addressing these specific concerns related to masonry construction, you can ensure the longevity and reliability of your lighting system. In addition to the National Electrical Code, other standards and guidelines may be relevant to the installation of a light fixture on a masonry post. The Illuminating Engineering Society provides recommendations for lighting levels and uniformity. The National Fire Protection Association publishes standards for fire safety, including requirements for electrical installations. Consult these resources to ensure that your lighting system meets all applicable requirements. Remember that electrical codes and standards are constantly evolving, so it is important to stay up to date on the latest changes. Attend continuing education courses and workshops to learn about new technologies and best practices. By investing in your knowledge and skills, you can provide your customers with the highest quality electrical services. Finally, always prioritize safety when working with electricity. Take the time to plan your work carefully and follow all safety precautions. If you are ever unsure about something, ask for help from a qualified electrician. By working safely and responsibly, you can protect yourself and others from electrical hazards. Moreover, when considering the environmental impact of your lighting installation, opt for energy-efficient light fixtures such as light-emitting diode fixtures. Light-emitting diode fixtures consume significantly less energy than traditional incandescent or halogen bulbs, resulting in lower electricity bills and reduced greenhouse gas emissions. Choose light fixtures that are Energy Star certified to ensure that they meet strict energy efficiency standards. Consider using a dimming system to further reduce energy consumption and extend the lifespan of the light fixtures. By making environmentally conscious choices, you can minimize the impact of your lighting installation on the planet. In addition to energy efficiency, consider the impact of light pollution on the surrounding environment. Light pollution can disrupt wildlife patterns and make it difficult to see the stars at night. Choose light fixtures that direct light downwards and shield the bulb from view to minimize light trespass. Use timers or motion sensors to turn off the light fixture when it is not needed. By taking steps to reduce light pollution, you can help to protect the environment and preserve the beauty of the night sky. Also, document your work thoroughly, keep records of all inspections, tests, and repairs. This documentation can be valuable for future maintenance and troubleshooting. Create a detailed wiring diagram that shows the location of all conductors, conduits, junction boxes, and light fixtures. Label all components clearly and accurately. Store the documentation in a safe and accessible location. By maintaining accurate records, you can ensure that the lighting system can be easily maintained and repaired in the future. Regularly inspect the masonry post itself for any signs of damage or deterioration. Cracks, spalling, or water damage can compromise the structural integrity of the post and create a safety hazard. Repair any damage promptly to prevent further deterioration. Consider applying a sealant or waterproofing treatment to the masonry post to protect it from the elements. By maintaining the masonry post in good condition, you can ensure the long-term stability and safety of the lighting installation. Always remember to obtain the necessary permits before starting any electrical work. Check with your local building department to determine what permits are required for your project. Submit your plans and specifications to the building department for review and approval. Schedule inspections with the building inspector to ensure that your work complies with all applicable codes and regulations. By obtaining the necessary permits and complying with all regulations, you can avoid costly fines and delays and ensure that your project is completed safely and legally. Before commencing the work, thoroughly assess the existing electrical system to determine its capacity and suitability for the new lighting load. Check the size of the service panel, the capacity of the branch circuits, and the grounding system. If necessary, upgrade the electrical system to accommodate the new lighting load. This may involve installing a larger service panel, adding new branch circuits, or upgrading the grounding system. By ensuring that the electrical system is adequate for the new lighting load, you can prevent overloading, overheating, and other electrical hazards. When selecting the location for the masonry post, consider factors such as accessibility, visibility, and proximity to other structures or utilities. Choose a location that is easily accessible for maintenance and repairs. Ensure that the light fixture is visible from the desired viewing angles. Avoid locating the masonry post near trees, bushes, or other obstructions that could block the light. Check for underground utilities before digging to avoid damaging underground cables, pipes, or other infrastructure. By carefully selecting the location for the masonry posts, you can ensure that the lighting system is functional, safe, and aesthetically pleasing. If you are installing multiple light fixtures on masonry posts, consider using a control system to manage the lighting. A control system can allow you to turn the lights on and off, dim the lights, and schedule the lights to turn on and off automatically. A control system can also help to reduce energy consumption and extend the lifespan of the light fixtures. There are many different types of control systems available, ranging from simple timers to sophisticated automated systems. Choose a control system that meets your specific needs and budget. By using a control system, you can create a lighting system that is both convenient and energy efficient. Ensure to consult with the manufacturer's instructions for the light fixture being installed and adhere to its requirements. The manufacturer's instructions provide valuable information on the proper installation, operation, and maintenance of the light fixture. Follow the manufacturer's instructions carefully to ensure that the light fixture is installed correctly and operates safely. Failure to follow the manufacturer's instructions could void the warranty and create a safety hazard. Always keep a copy of the manufacturer's instructions for future reference. Provide the owner or user of the lighting system with instructions on how to operate and maintain the system. Explain how to turn the lights on and off, how to adjust the dimming levels, and how to replace the light bulbs. Provide information on the recommended maintenance schedule, including how often to clean the light fixtures and how to inspect the wiring. Answer any questions that the owner or user may have about the lighting system. By providing clear and concise instructions, you can ensure that the lighting system is operated and maintained properly. Also be aware of potential environmental factors that could affect the lighting system. Wind, rain, snow, and ice can all damage the light fixtures, conduit, and wiring. Protect the lighting system from these environmental factors by using weatherproof components, installing the system in a sheltered location, or providing regular maintenance. Consider the effects of temperature on the lighting system. Extreme heat or cold can affect the performance of the light fixtures and the lifespan of the light bulbs. Choose light fixtures that are rated for the expected temperature range. By considering these environmental factors, you can ensure that the lighting system operates reliably in all conditions.